Woonsocket.
The views expressed on the following program are those of its host and participants and in no way reflect those of the staff or management of WNRI.
New order base, new order 12. Operation exploitation underway. Proceed to objective Club X.
Wake up! The revolution has begun! Generation X is in effect!
It's Monday, July 11th, 2011, 6 o'clock. Time for Reality Check. Welcome to Reality Check. I am your host, Josh Eaton. This is the show that brings you the real news, important information, not the distraction and useless information of the mainstream media, also known as the enemy's propaganda machine. It's on every other channel, basically, except for this one, folks. Everything on your FM dial, everything on your television channel is dominated by this syndicate, this this monopoly of Marxist, just very un-American globalists who seek to change what the United States is, change the fabric of America, change the fabric of its people, and change you, change the way you think. That's why I see the disgusting filth on your television channel every night that you do. They're trying to change the way you think, turn you from a decent, honorable human being into a piece of garbage, basically. But not here. This is Reality Check on 1380 AM, Bouchard Broadcasting, a ray of light in an otherwise cloudy day, so to speak. This week, I want to start right from the beginning. I want to go over the entire situation. I'm going to give it the whole rundown. Real quick, I had the displeasure of listening to an FM radio station today. This is a rock and roll station, apparently out of Providence, and there's this DJ, and in between playing gay songs that he calls rock and roll, he offers his political insights. And, it's like they say, an empty can makes the most noise. Well, geez, this guy knows everything. I'm just kind of tired of hearing it. But whatever. Charles, just keep your mouth shut, you homo, okay? You don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. And we're going to come back, and we're going to take it from the top, where we stand as a country. Let's take a break. We're going to play a song, because I don't like to play a lot of commercials here. This is like PBS, except without the government funding. So let's take a break with a cool song, something to pump you up, and I'll be right back. Right, that's Paul Stanley of Kiss out on his own, soloing it. Live to Win. All right, this is Reality Check for those of you just tuning in. And here it is. This is the Reality Check. This is something to wake you up from the television-induced trance that many, many people are in right now to some degree or another. Radio-induced trance also. Like I said, everything on your radio dial and television dial is owned by 4 companies. They all have the same political agenda, and that is the destruction of the United States. You see, we have an enemy. Human beings have an enemy. Free humanity has an enemy in this world. And a lot of people want to try and label it, what this enemy is, give it a name. I don't want to do that. yeah, Marxist, yes. Communist, yes. That's part of it. But it's a mistake to try and label it and pin it down that way. I'll explain some other time. But basically, we have an enemy in this world that wants to take over the globe and control every aspect of all of your lives. They want to decide who will work, where they'll work, who's going to have kids and how many kids they have, what people are going to get together to have children. Of course, these same people, they are out to destroy the family unit. Long story short, okay, this enemy, this group of occultist, globalist bankers, basically, they can't take over the world. They can't dominate the globe as long as the Constitutional Republic of the United States exists. They just can't do it. It's our Bill of Rights that has enabled the globe to stay relatively free the way it is. The reason we don't have totalitarian rule on a global scale like they have in China is because of the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And if you want to really get down to it, it's because of the Second Amendment. Second Amendment we have in this country. Many of you might not believe it, but without the Second Amendment, the United States would be over. We'd be finished. The Republic would be gone. It's in danger right now, but we're hanging in there, and the good thing is people in this country still have guns. So it's not going to be easy for the enemy to take down the Constitutional Republic. But let's talk about the enemy here. We are an occupied nation, it's safe to say. In the United States, it still exists. The Republic still exists, not in its purest form, but it does exist. However, we are basically an occupied nation, just as if we had lost a war. Of course, this occupation, it didn't happen the normal way. We didn't have foreign armies invading our borders, conquering us, and subjugating us in the conventional way. No, instead, this happened a different way. It happened by stealth. This has happened over years, decades, even centuries in the United States. Even before the United States existed as a country, enemies, globalist bankers, basically, the same cult enemy, they were still trying to undermine the United States, even before it started. That's what you realize the more you learn. Our founding fathers, they were fighting the same enemy that we're fighting now, a group of private bankers, what it comes down to. But basically, the enemy has to take out the United States in order to take over the world. And we have been infiltrated. We are an occupied nation now. And it happened through a period of infiltration for decades, for centuries. Little by little, very subtly, we've had enemies come into this country freely because, the United States, we're pretty open. We're pretty hospitable people. In fact, we're actually too nice. You've all heard that term. The United States as a nation is actually too nice, letting all these foreign people into it. But basically, these foreign infiltrators have come into this country. They've taken control over institutions, positions of power, particularly banking and finance, the media, the public education system, areas of the government, areas of the court system, very sought-after positions for these people. Attorney General's office, of course, a big position of power for the enemy. Enemy's been acquiring Attorney General's positions in many different states now. But that's how it's worked. It's happened by stealth over the decades where an enemy has infiltrated positions of power in this country, little by little, gradually, largely unnoticed, until now we're at the point where we're an outright socialist nation. Just look at your paycheck, any of you, and you'll see that's a fact. All the insurance you have to pay to operate a small business, all the different regulations, the different permits, Geez, it's almost as if you can't breathe nowadays without getting some kind of government permit. Oh, God. You want to build a tool shed on your property in 1968. You had to go get a building permit from the town. But that's how gradually we've changed from a free country into a country that is less than free. It's not gone yet. We still have a lot of our core freedoms. But that's in serious danger right now. Serious danger. Okay, taking it from the top. Like I said, this enemy that has infiltrated the United States, they want to take over the world. They can't do that as long as the constitutional republic of the United States exists.